You ever have one of those weekends where you make a bunch of plans, you want to get a bunch of things done, and everything goes completely wrong and you don't get any of it done?
He's not in the mood.
He's not in the mood for bits. This is one of those weekends for me. How's it going, Greensteaders? Now, if you caught our last video, you know we've completed course number 2 of our Earthbag dome. Now, as I promised in that last video, there's still a ton of work to do out here, including this. I gotta create the door bucking for the dome. I'm gonna take this OSB, frame it up, and turn it into our doorway. It should be pretty cool. So first off, I'm gonna cut this OSB down to size. The first part of the entrance will only be 5 feet tall. So I'm gonna cut 3 feet off this OSB, but don't worry, I'm gonna use it a little bit later on. Right now, I'm only working with 5 feet. So these door buckings or forms that we're putting together, they're referred to as a mine shaft door, and allow us to sort of butt the bags up against these forms. Allow us an opening to get in and out of these structures while we're building.
And then once the whole dome is up and built, then it can be removed.
Well, it's the next day. I had to make a little run for supplies, but I'm back at it. Daylight's burning, so much going on, but I gotta get it done. I'm gonna get the second half of this frame done right now. I got all the pieces cut. I'll put it all together, and then I think we'll get it standing up right away. But I still gotta build 2 more of these things. One for each side of the hallway, so I got a lot of wood to cut. I got a lot of stuff to get done here. I should stop talking and get to building. I might talk a little bit more about this in the next video too, but all of the fasteners for this cannot be on the outside. You want everything where you can get at it so that you can dismantle everything. So it takes a little bit more planning, and that was another thing that held me back too. It takes a little bit more planning just to make sure all the fasteners I was using are all at a place where I can get at to dismantle everything, to take it apart once the dome is up. There she is. What's up, Jess? She's gonna help me attach the 2 pieces of frames together. Hey. How you doing over there?
Okay.
Hanging in there, Holder?
Yes.
Just holding my place. We tried putting these frames together and things just weren't squaring up. It was off by quite a bit. So I'm making these corner braces. I was trying to avoid using plywood, but I think I'm going to need to. I think it'll help square these pieces up. So once I get a bunch of these cut, I'm gonna go back in there, put that on there, and see how it all comes together. It's important for these to be square so that the bags end up being square and flush. As important as for them to be square to build a good entrance, none of these materials will actually stay in place, and they'll all get dismantled at some point. And then we'll be putting materials in for the actual doors. So all this stuff can actually be taken down and repurposed. But it's important to get the bags straight, because if the bags aren't straight and then we try and put materials over there like wood for a door or something like that, then it'll start to get all wonky. What are you up to?
Chores.
Cool. Got the second version of the door buck ready to go. Working on the other half right now. And hopefully once I got these 90s on, it'll be easy to put these things together. Well, if you don't succeed the first time, just try, and try again, right? Hopefully you get it right on the second time. I want to say a big thank you to a lot of people that contributed to help us get a new set of tools. There's a channel out there, DIYfferent, you might have heard of them. They saw that we had a need for a tool and they made quite a generous donation to help us out. So a big thank you to them.
Thank you, Doug and Ashley.
That's absolutely incredible. Thank you to all the other people that donated. Just amazing. We've got a drill driver combo, so I think with the combination of those, that tool should definitely last longer.
Are you going to try to fix the drill you have?
We'll try and fix that one too, so we'll have like maybe a spare. Okay, let's try this again. Door bucking 2.0. All right, we got Jess back out here. Jess, come here. Always trying to stay off the camera. You can't always be behind the camera. Sometimes you gotta be on camera, girl. They wanna see you, they don't wanna see me. You ready to get this up?
Yep.
Okay, so now that we're at floor level, this compass isn't gonna work anymore. I need to get this out of here, and I have a totally new design. I think it's gonna work really well for these levels going up from here. It served us well for one course. And the compass, man, I think that was probably the most disappointing part of this whole thing. And I could have sworn that the measurement of the top rails is 1¼ inches. So this is kind of an idea I wanted to try out, which I didn't quite know how to put it together. But then people have suggested these threaded floor flanges, which is perfect. So I appreciate the suggestions, because I think this is gonna work out perfectly. Lo and behold, it turns out top rail pipes must be 1 inch. That was heartbreaking, because that means I gotta take it back to the store and exchange it for a different size.
And it's a little bit of a trip to have to go back there.
It always seems like, even if I'm just going real quick, it takes like half a day. I hate making those trips to that town, but that's where I gotta go if I gotta go to the big box stores. So I try to avoid it if at all possible. So I think the floor flange idea will work, but unfortunately I need a smaller diameter pipe. I was gonna test it at the store, but there are a lot of these top rails. But you see, it's almost exactly almost exactly the same size, so I need a smaller diameter pipe to go in here. That's frustrating. Oh, stretches. Don't go for the crotch. Don't go for the crotch.
He's not in the mood.
You're not in the mood for bits. Not in the mood for bits. Like, I was just thinking, how easy is it going to be to just throw a bunch of frames together? Just throw basically a bunch of boxes together, take a couple hours. But when I put the first box together and it was like off by like 4 inches, where the posts weren't even lining up, I was like, this is not working. So then it, a couple more tries just to figure out how to make a square frame. But what can you do? That's how it is sometimes, isn't it? I was having issues making these frames square, but coming up with this jig, it's making things a lot easier. So that was my weekend. How was yours? Did you get all the things done you wanted to get done?
I got a lot done. I got some time to do another design for a t-shirt.
Whoa! Tell us about that.
A design inspired by something that you know pretty well. Tamping ain't easy.
Tamping ain't easy, y'all. So Earthbag building itself is not an easy task. It definitely requires a lot of physical work. But tamping has to be probably one of the most physically intense parts, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, you gotta flip this like steel plate and pound it onto some earth over and over again.
So yeah, tamping ain't easy.
It's gotta get done.
Fantastic design. She's marvelous. She gets things done. You see, over the weekend she's productive. She gets things done. Me, I got a mess of wood scraps and piles all over the area over here. This weekend definitely did not go as well as I would have liked. I would have liked to have gotten all of these frames done and up.
I don't know, I feel like you're being a little hard on yourself. Maybe it seems simple in your mind, but the first time you do anything new, it usually takes some practice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little things that you gotta figure out.
And this is the first time I'm really trying to make anything square.
You haven't been trying before?
Anything else around here you take a look at, nothing's square.
Nothing's
so
square. But it has a lot of character.
A lot of character, she says.
Like you.
I think a lot of the things I have built around here, I did a pretty good job squaring up. It's always a challenge, and with this, I want to make sure it is nearly dead on, because these are going to be for the entrances of our house. So these have definitely got to be square. They've got to be sturdy. A lot of things with Earthbag, they can be off maybe a little bit. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but a thing like an opening where you're gonna put doors in or something like that, where you're gonna put those hard wood surfaces against, yeah, you're gonna want that to be
a little more exact.
Yeah. I think now I got a full-on plan. Getting these rest of these frames together shouldn't take much longer. I'll have that done. The only bad part is I gotta make the dreaded trip back to town to exchange that pipe. Thanks so much for listening to my sad story. My sad story. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you want to get productive and take the bull by the horns and just conquer the world, and then sometimes you just got a mess of wood scraps everywhere. Desolate scene of anarchy and chaos. A post-apocalyptic nightmare of broken dreams.
Wow.
It's a little dramatic. So stay tuned for the next video. We'll be putting these door bucks in place, getting those all set, putting in the new compass. You're gonna love this new compass design. It's going to be fantastic. And then I think we'll be building on up, right? Alright, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Definitely stay tuned, because you're gonna want to see how all this comes together. And wish us luck. Hopefully, no setbacks. Alright, y'all, we'll catch you on the next video.